Hi everyone, it's Louise from Tomorrow's Memories with you today, and I'm sharing a layout created using leftovers from Kaisercraft's Off the Wall collection. This is a really fun collection for the guys in your life. It's predominantly blues and greys and has a fun gamer feel to it. So I have two 3x4 black and white photographs, and I'm just looking at this leftover cut apart sheet to find some 3x4 cards I'm going to use. It's a Boy Thing will be the title. And now I'm just going to use that cityscape piece as the foundation for my layout. That card there I decided to cut up a little bit smaller and form a smaller journaling spot. I just felt in its full 3x4 size it was a bit too much, and I noticed that arrow on one of the other cards, so I'm just going to cut that up a little bit smaller and use that like an embellishment. And it says, "That's awesome." So I think it's good to look at your pattern papers and find little elements that you can cut up and use like embellishments. So I'm just looking now for a strip of paper that I can use to ground all of those elements in that main centerpiece. So that little Space Invaders strip will do the job nicely. And it just kind of connects everything there. And then I need to find another strip to place across the top of my layout for balance. And those triangles will do nicely. And I'm going to create a cluster in that top right-hand corner, just using little pieces of scraps that I had left over from other projects, and also cutting up the strips off the bottom of the sheets of pattern paper. You know, those strips that have all the manufacturer's information. You can utilize those. They often have some really cool icons on them and even some words at times. So I've just cut that freehand with my scissors. I don't use my trimmer a lot. Now I'm just finding other little bits and pieces. There's a ticket sticker left over from my sticker sheet. And I'm just angling those pieces so that that cluster directs the eye down and into the middle of the layout, down towards the photos. Those arrows are there from a strip off the bottom of one of the sheets of paper. So again, that just provides some movement and directionality at the top there. So I'm starting to adhere the pieces for that main cluster, just overlapping the photos at different angles, and then my title piece, and then adhering all of that down. I'm only using the adhesive sparingly and in the center of each element, so I can still lift things up and tuck things underneath, but I will be machine stitching later on, and that will secure everything really well. That little Space Invaders die cut came from a packet of die cuts in the collection, but he looks like he's just floating there. So I'm just looking for something I can use to anchor him and to also anchor that part of the layout to the two photographs. That looks much better. And the other little guy, he's just going to provide some balance on the opposite side, and I've just tucked him under the title. There's another die cut piece with "Rad" written on it, and just cutting off the excess, whatever was hanging over the edge. And I had some transparencies as well, just looking to see if they would add anything to my layout, and I decided it was actually better with nothing there. And as a rule, I usually stamp the date on, and I thought that little ticket was a good spot to do that. Handwriting my journaling, and then I will get the machine out and machine stitch everything down. So I pulled all the threads to the front of the layout so that when I tied them off, the ends of the threads were there. I just thought that scruffy look suited the male theme of the layout. And then lastly, I've just taken some Heidi Swap Colour Shine spray ink. Any spray ink does the job, but I had navy and tinsel, which is a gunmetal silver colour, and I thought that suited my layout. So just adding some sprinkles and then using the nozzle directly to the paper to get some bigger blobs. So there's the final layout. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you've been inspired to use up some of your scraps that you have left over to squeeze one more layout out of them before you get rid of them. I'll see you next time.